guys, just before you prime your console parts, you might want to take either a toothbrush or a small paintbrush like this and just brush over the parts like this, because all that sanding that you've done, all your prep work that you've done to get to this point, the last thing you want is a piece that's not sanded quite right, or dust or bits of sandpaper stuck somewhere that you've missed, stuck on there, and then you spray over it, and that's gonna ruin your day. So basically just get a toothbrush is quite good. I'm just using this paintbrush because I just quickly had it to hand, and just go over it, you know, get all the nooks and crannies and everything, get all the bits out. It doesn't matter if there's bits in there, obviously, because quite frankly it's, you know, your time rotor's going in there, so it doesn't matter. But just, you know, all the little obvious parts, all the obvious places, just go in there, get rid of it all, and then just have one final more look over it, make sure you think, yep, I'm happy with that. And I've done the same with the bottom piece, the base. I've gone right over this with this paintbrush. You can wet it if you like, you know, just go in there and just take all the pieces out, all little bits and bobs, because I had a lot of pieces of sandpaper bits stuck in there from sanding. Yeah, just go in there and get them all out. Job done. Time for coat primer. And here we are with the first pass of primer on the on this model. I didn't say I was going to show you. I did say I was going to show you too much with this second model, because you've seen it all with the first one I've done. But I missed this stage when I was doing it the first time round. Now we're at what I call the fuzzy stage. And what I mean by that is, if you look at this panel here, the paint's still a bit tacky, but I'm not going to touch it. But this panel looks okay. This panel looks a bit fuzzy, like in certain areas, and that panel looks okay too. But that one around there is very fuzzy. Now, don't panic, because that's what you prime the model for. You prime it because you can't see these things without the primer. You can't see they're there. I mean, I smoothed over this with a very fine, very fine, practically polished it. So what you do is you go back, you sand it and you smooth it all off again, and then you go back over with your primer. This is why it takes so long, because there's so many stages. The base looks absolutely fine, it's just the top. So yeah, go back over all this again now that I can see where I need to go over, because you can't, when it's all white, you can't see what you need to do, but now you can. And like I said, there's a few areas on here that could do with again, but well, it's fine. You just don't want to go over with your top coat of paint grey when it's like this. This is why you do all the prep work beforehand, so make sure you do that. And good evening, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed the previous two videos when I was working on the Tardis console. That's the second one, which is now fully underway. I said that was the futzing stage, the fuzzy stage of the console. That's when you put your first coat of primer on, and that's when you see what you still need to do. What I've done with that now is I've sanded it again and defuzzed it, and it's going to go in for a second round of second round of primer, and then it'll be another sanding stage, and then a final coat of primer, and then the top coat. But I've finished one console, and I'm about to show it to you right now. And here we are. This is the finished console. What did I do to this today? Well, really, it was make your mind up to. Well, I say it's finished. I haven't glued the top to the bottom yet. That's because I just wanted to finalise the lighting. But what did I do to it today to make it finished? Well, that's a good question. I needed to touch up the silver around here, which I did. I had to do the screens. You can see that I've painted those. I've sort of painted this in the scheme that the console is in the Doctor Who Experience. In the Doctor Who Experience, the screens aren't running; they're just grey like this. So I have that grey. I've painted that there, a darker grey in there, and I've painted the screens with a gloss varnish, so it looks shiny. It looks like a glass screen, and some of the controls as well. Some of the like plastic, because there'll be shiny plastic on the console. So I've painted those with like a shiny gloss. You can just see it there. Whereas the rest of the console itself is like it's a satin finish. It's that good. The Eighth Doctor's fallen over from sheer wowness. So yes, there we go. That is finished. There is a top to go on this before I send it away. So, but yeah, it is done. Let me turn it round so you can get a good look there. Ah yes, that was one thing as well. These pieces here, so you have this piece here, like the diamond headed piece, this piece, and this piece. Now on the console they are clear plastic with shapes on, and they are lit from the back. Now I had 3 options with this. One was to leave them grey as they were, same as the colour as the console. Another option was to paint them like yellow as if they were lit. And then the next option was to paint them a chrome silver, and when the satin varnish went over the top, it sort of dulls it a little bit and gives it this weird sort of look. I went with that version because yellow, bright yellow, it just looked stupid. It looked too toy, and no, just thought no. I prefer just paint silver. It just looks better aesthetically for the model anyway. But yeah, I'm very pleased with that, and I hope the new owner will be very pleased with that as well. Worked very hard on that, and I continue to work very hard on the next one as well. Oh yes, there's the little these slider switches as well. They're painted with a gloss as well because the switches are shiny. Trying to get into the light the screens there to show you the gloss, but I can't really get it in. But yeah, they're painted a dark grey as well because that's what the screen's like. So there we go. Oh, I'll show you the bottom as well if the time, because I haven't glued the time water in place. I don't want to glue the time water into its space like that. Behave. There we go. Just show you the smoothness there. If my camera focuses, there we go. Yeah, wonderfully smooth. Excellent. So that is one console done. Just got to glue. I'm waiting for the satin varnish to fully cure. It's touch dry and everything, but when I glue it, I need to put clamps on each panel to keep to make sure the fix is fully flat. So I'm waiting for that to fully cure, the satin varnish to fully cure before I put the clamps on. Otherwise I'm bound to get marks from the clamps and the varnish. So I'm leaving that till tomorrow. I'm going to give that a good few hours all night and part of tomorrow to fully cure. So there we go. One console complete. And that's been my day, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to get some a primer coat on the Hellboy prop, but it's, I don't know if you can hear it, but it started splashing today, so I couldn't do that. And as you know, I do all my spray painting outside. And I've also cast some 1/6 scale Tardis clear resin windows, which I'll show you tomorrow, because they're bound to be, or hopefully they'll be cured tomorrow. Clear resin's a very funny thing, especially the stuff I use. It takes a long time to cure, to fully cure, but it's the stuff I like using. So yeah, that being said, I will see you tomorrow. Should be with Paula tomorrow, Monday. So yeah, good night. Bye.